Why is Shiva called Adiyogi? One who is getting connected with Adi is Adiyogi. Adi means the origin. Shiva is considered as the Adiyogi and the Adi Guru, as he is the foremost among the yogis and he is the one who initiated the human race into the practice of yoga. It is said that over 15,000 years ago, after intense penance on the mighty Himalayas for several years, Shiva came out and began Ananda Nritya or ecstatic dance after having understood the blissful essence of yoga. People during that period had the merits to get a glimpse of Shiva in his ecstatic blissful state. Some people waited for months and then left. Only 7 hardcore seekers waited patiently for 7 years to learn Shiva's teachings of yoga. These 7 seekers, later known to become Saptarishis, pleaded and begged to Shiva for sharing the ultimate knowledge of yoga, but he continued to be in intense sadhana or practice. Finally, after 84 years, he decided to become a guru and accepted those 7 seekers as his disciples. It was a full moon day when Adiyogi transformed himself into Adi Guru. The first guru was born this day. This day came to be known as Guru Purnima. The first part of Shiva's teaching was to Parvati, his wife. It was taught in a certain intimacy, in great detail and in very gentle ways. Shiva expounded the ways of yoga to Devi. The Yoga Sutras of Shiva are such that almost in every sutra, he refers to her as the resplendent one, the gracious one, the beautiful one. So this teaching transpired between 2 people with utmost intimacy. After that, only the teachings of yoga was imparted to the 7 disciples. The 7 disciples were taken to Kanti Sarovar to start teaching a systematic exposition of yoga in a scientific manner. He began propounding the whole mechanics of life experientially rather than as philosophy. The whole system of creation was explored and how yoga as a technology can help every human being to evolve himself beyond his present limitations and compulsions. The process of transmission of the knowledge continued for several years until the 7 seekers became fully enlightened beings and celebrated as the Saptarishis. Adiyogi then sent each one of them to different parts of the world. They became the limbs of Shiva, taking the knowledge and techniques of how a human being can exist here as the creator himself to the world. One of them went to Central Asia, second Rishi went to North Africa and Middle East, where certain schools exist even today. Third Rishi went to South America. People imbibed it in their culture in a deep way and made something big out of it. Fourth Rishi went to East Asia. Fifth Rishi stayed back with Adiyogi. Sixth Rishi traveled to the lower regions of the Himalayas and started what is known as Kashmiri Shaivism. The 7th Rishi, popularly known as Agastya Muni, traveled to the Indian peninsula. Agastya Muni is very important because he has been the most effective in terms of bringing the spiritual process into practical life, not as a teaching, philosophy or a practice, but as life itself. It is the benefit of his deeds that Indian people are still enjoying because he produced hundreds of yogis who were like fireballs, and it continued. It is said that there are 114 chakras residing throughout our body, of which 112 chakras are within the human body and the remaining 2 chakras are outside the body. For human beings, there are only 112 chakras, and for the enlightened being, there are 114 chakras. Shiva gave human beings a set of 112 yogic techniques to liberate the embodied souls from the limitations of the body and mind and experience eternal blissful state of being by means of energizing these 112 chakras. This form of popular text is known as Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana refers to higher knowledge and Vijnana Bhairava refers to a state of consciousness where one achieves a state of union or expanded consciousness. It is a unique scripture of Kashmiri Shaivism. These techniques got refined over the centuries through various masters who perfected this art and then taught to the disciples. Shiva is considered to be formless and with form. The Shiva described with form is considered to be one of the gods of the Trinity, representing the transformation aspect of the supreme reality Brahman. On the other hand, Shiva is described as formless but omnipresent and omnipotent is considered as the ultimate truth. Formless Shiva is worshipped as the Shivalinga.